game to remember. I think that's it. We've just got time to wrap up now. So yeah, we'll do a quiz after this. Sarah, I think we've kind of benefited tonight from the horror that was endured on Thursday when we had almost 2 weeks worth of stuff to talk about. We've had barely, not even 1 week stuff to talk about this week. So it's one of our quickest shows after one of our longest shows, but we'll see if you need any time over these quiz questions. I've got 3 questions for you. They are linked to the Challenge Cup final that we're looking forward to this weekend. Quick check of Twitter to make sure it's not been cancelled. Whilst we've been on.
That would be sum up this season, wouldn't it?
Yeah. We'll final score was York 58, Wyre 0, by the way, in the women's.
It wasn't. It was York 62.
Ah, whatever.
They'd already scored 62 when we last looked.
That's a good point. So Warrington have given the wrong score for that.
Cheat. Throw them out of all competitions.
Yep. So on the Challenge Cup, Cass fans are being encouraged to go down and wave off the side. On Thursday afternoon, they'll be departing to go down to the Cup final.
In a socially distanced manner.
Yep. Anyone who is attending the Cup final and is listening to this, I'm sure you've already got the technical capability to have read all of the updates about what you need to do to ensure getting into the ground and all that safe as possible and stuff like that. And there's no contention there when you've had a few beers and you've forgotten to do your lateral flow test 48 hours before or what have you. So make sure you do go on the RFL website or look at your ticket emails or what have you to try and help it run as smoothly as possible when you're there on Saturday if you haven't done already. But let's do the quiz about the Challenge Cup final. Okay, Sarah, first question. Only 2 of the likely players to be on show this weekend have previously won the Challenge Cup. 1 from each side. Can you name them both?
Well, one is Liam Watts.
Of course. You've already covered that. And I had to hold myself back from mentioning this one then because it would have been even easier.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm going to go simply because of how long he's played for. James Roby. Yeah.
He's won it 3 times.
I thought he must have been at Saints when they last won, even though that feels like a very long time ago.
They had that really good run, didn't they? 6, 7, and 8. They won it 3 times in a row, I think. So
yeah.
Okay. The last time St Helens won the Cup was in 2008. So you've got to do a bit of thinking back to a day that you probably will want to forget, Sarah. It was 28 points to 16 over Hull FC. And we know from David's quiz last week that Paul Wellens was the Lance Todd winner, so we're not going to talk about that. But can you name any of St Helens' 4 try scorers in that game? I'll let you have 2 guesses to get this one. So think back to who might have been ruining your afternoon in Wembley.
Let's think. I'm trying to think of who played. I'm not going to... It's one of those, I can remember where we sat and things, but I remember very little about the actual match.
I remember even less about it. I'm not even convinced I watched it. I'm sick of them fucking winning it.
Let's think. You see, I would go for Wellens, but as you've mentioned him as the grand final winner, I'm tempted not to go for him. But then I'm struggling.
I'll give you a clue that one of the options that will get you the correct score here has been mentioned on this show tonight. Or, for us tonight.
It doesn't help massively. I can't even think of St Helens players from the right era. That's my problem. I keep jumping from like Paul Newlove and Gary Connolly, to like last season. How about?
No, it was players who played. Probably some of them will have played with Paul Newlove. One of them will have played with Paul Newlove, I think, right early in his career. One of them will have played against Paul Newlove.
Come on, St Helens players. Who's ever played for St Helens? Paul Wellens. James Roby. How about Sean Long?
No, he did score the goals on the day, but not any of the tries. So you got one more guess. Now, one of the players does have a Hull FC connection in their career, and two of the players, I think, have a Hull KR connection as well within their career. So,
what's his face? John Wilkin.
John Wilkin was one of the try scorers, yeah. Gidley, Francis Melly with 2. I'm pretty sure he had a season where he underwhelmed at KR before he hung his boots up. And Leon Price was the final
I nearly
try
went
scorer.
for Leon Price. He was my other thought. Yeah.
Well, we've mentioned him, his son.
Yes.
Already in the show. Okay, now digging deeper into the memory banks to a time where we probably weren't even aware of what was going on, Sarah. I certainly wasn't, because I was only less than 18 months old. But the last time Castleford won the cup was in 1986. It was a 15-14 victory over Hull Kingston Rovers. But which legendary Castleford player was their coach on that day? He went on to coach Great Britain to the 1992 World Cup final and the Newcastle Knights to the 1997 ARL title.
Was it Mal Reilly?
It was the legendary figure. Great stuff. No, not even much deliberation about that one. So I thought you would have had those Saints players etched into your memory bank, but
I was actually really hoping that the question was going to be the Hull try scorers when you started talking.
No one cares about the Hull try scorers.
Yeah, but the Hull FC do a quiz every Tuesday.
Okay.
And it was 28 players that have scored in cup finals for Hull. And we went through and we got 20 out of 28 of them.
Let me have a guess, because do you know what? I didn't even look at who scored for Hull. But you must have scored 3 tries, I would guess.
Yeah.
So who was in Hull's side back then? 2008. Young Tom Briscoe might have been about. Was that too early for him? Horn, he would have been about. Kirk Yeeman, he would have scored, surely.
Yeah, he scored.
He's one of them. Yeah, that's as good as I can go. Who were your wingers back then? Was it Nathan Blacklock? Was he a winger of yours back then?
I think he was had left by then, actually.
Okay.
But it definitely was a winger.
Matt Singh, that was after his time, weren't it?
He's played for a few teams, this player, and has fallen foul of the law.
Oh, it's old car boot DVDs, man.
Yeah.
Gareth Rayner.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Turns out I cared about who scored for Hull FC.
Yeah.
Turn it into a competition, and I'm bothered.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations for us, Sarah?
I really don't think I do. I just feel like days and weeks are just passing at the moment, and I don't feel like I'm doing anything exciting. But yeah, so no, not tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm in a similar similar category, really. But one thing that took my attention on the Love Rugby League website when I was reading through some stuff at lunchtime at work yesterday, actually, I think it was. There's a piece on there. The piece is titled "Rugby League Needs to Start Listening to Its Fans." And it's written by a guy called Kevin Ryan. I was like, I don't recognise his name from writing for this website before. But it turns out Kevin Wright is actually from the. Let me just. I don't want to get it wrong, but basically a fan engagement company. So Think Fan Engagement, I believe, is the company, and they have done a lot of work in football around fan engagement. I think they rank the football clubs with some sort of fan engagement metrics and measures, but they've turned their attention to rugby league, and there's a link to a survey on that article. So if you go to the Love Rugby League website and find the Rugby League Needs to Start Listening to Its Fans piece, there is a survey, very short survey, quite easy to complete, nothing complicated on there, but they're looking for views of any fans of English and Welsh rugby league clubs in the top 3 divisions so in the professional and semi-professional division. So do go and have a look at that, have a read through it, and then click on the survey, because I think it's good if anyone's out there trying to find ways to get us engaged, get us interested, and get our views, then we support that. It's not like we've not done those sorts of polls ourselves in the past, is it, Sarah?
Yeah, definitely. No, I think that's really positive, actually.
Yep. I have reached out, so maybe we'll be able to hook up some sort of show with them as well in the future. We'll see how that goes. But great stuff. That's what I wanted to talk about in the Any Other Business. Next week it will be Cup Final recap show. In a return to what used to be his natural position, Alan will be on the show, being as he traditionally has been, our Challenge Cup correspondent. We'll be looking for a fan of the winning side to join us as well. Potentially fans, just for giving us their experiences. It would be great if it's fans that attended the game. David, our resident Saints expert, is in a caravan in Great Yarmouth, as he talked about last week, so he won't be joining us. So there is an opening for St Helens fan. Any of you that listen, if your side wins, get in touch. Castleford fans as well. We have a wonderful sponsor who might have that space in mind as well. But if anyone else wants to join to talk about Castleford, we can arrange it. The recording will be next Monday evening, but we'll figure the rest out before then. It'll be on Zoom or Skype, I would say, and we'll look forward to people joining us for that part of the show next week. Do you want to tell people about how they can get in touch with us? Maybe even tell us if they're interested in being on the show if their side wins in the Challenge Cup final, Sarah?
Yep, so you can get in touch at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/Super League Pod, or superleaguepod@gmail.com, or our website superleaguepod.com. You can search the show on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Spotify, Overcast, or anywhere you normally find your podcasts. And we're on YouTube too, but only audio.
Yep. Shout out to our friend Rob's Toy Shop. Enter SLP discount on checkout at Rob's Toy Shop on eBay and get 5% cash back on orders over £5, plus give 1% cash back to SLP. Little Warden, vital alerts for hidden issues. Head to littlewarden.com to see what they can do for you, especially if you've got your own websites. And Sarah's Bookcase. Sarah sells Usborne books with access to over 3,000 titles from baby to young adult. There's something for everyone. Find out more on the Facebook page.
Yep. Great stuff.
And I think my parting message this week is to